Dun dun dun! Crisis in the world. Imagine if that was the case. Now, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MCN. Don't worry, everything is fine with the World of Marvel Contest of Champions. The game goes on. We're going to talk about a few instances and stuff with, you know, the Command Mic situation and other things going on. But we've got things to cover, and do bear in mind later on today, Command will be posting what is going to be happening next week, which is weird because I know that they've delayed their live stream, which will literally go live, as we said in the video yesterday, literally an hour and a bit before the launch of the new content, which is very strange, but of course they're just having to rejig things around. But look, I like saying that, but look. Yes, use your eyes and look. Let's get on with the news, some really cool information, and in particular starting off with problems with kind of accessing menus. A few days ago, people were having some problems kind of accessing menus and things like that. Load times have been a bit kind of like, well, not great, and especially depending on the different devices. And with iPhones in particular, I'm not getting a huge amount of issues, but I don't know if this is a region-specific based issue. But Kabam Jax does shed a bit of light on this. It says that, is this happening when you're trying to access the beta? The game team is currently looking into long load time and issues accessing the beta. So, yeah, it looks like it's something to do with the beta. Oh yeah, 9.1 beta. Oh, time goes on with this game. You forget stuff. I think when I went on holiday, the day I went on holiday, there was the beta launch. So, yes, if you got the beta on at the moment, it can cause a bit of a loading issue. But, Kabam are looking into it. Spring of Sorrow, Onslaught AI, being a frustration. Of course it is. Yes, the next thing we're going to talk about is that different players having different expectations, but kind of different experiences when it comes to this particular fight. Interesting when you see details of this. Light intercepts, absolutely nothing comes close to beating this. Light intercepts staying idle, walking towards the attack instead of mediums, turtling when a special is ready, random parties, there's random parries and reparries, shallow decks, Jesus Christ, what's it got to do with it? This AI is a whole package. It doesn't matter if it's particular AI profiles or if it's just Onslaught who's reaching erratically to new AI changes. How does he get past testing? I refuse to believe they actually tested this fight, because there ain't no effing way they looked at it. It depends how they always find with the thing is what type of person tests it out. Is it somebody like of a high skill level, a medium skill level, or a low skill level, and kind of going, okay, well, it cost the lower skill player X amount of revives, the kind of medium level person this amount of revives, and the top player obviously soloed it. And I'm not saying that's kind of like a good kind of description of this, but what I'm saying is like, how was the test? How do they quantify the testing methods for it? And especially with their experience, like what kind of device was somebody playing with a device from 2018 versus someone who was playing with a device that was kind of like, 2023, for example, or 2024, this year, whatever you like. And that's really there's a lot of questions with that, and that's yeah, like there's a lot to it that meets the eye when it comes to AI. And I went through and did I did 3 runs today in it. 2 runs were fine, but the Deathless King Groot one, it got to a point where I just thought I really can't be bothered with this. This is just the flow was just off. And again, Command would say, "Well, flow's not good to us, Rich. That's not a descriptive way of describing it." Yeah, because you'd have to say, okay, well, I felt that the champion's movement out from when the champion had a special attack, it would very rarely come at me, but it was more if I went to it, it would then instantly respond to throw a special attack, which is this hitting to block counter by special bug, which Kabam said was a bug years ago, and then went, no, it's not a bug, it's a feature. The same thing with, again, different things people are experiencing. Like, put in a comment section, what specifically have you experienced that you felt, do you know what, this wasn't a normal behavior of a champion flow in the fight. And of course, you've got to be, you know, as descriptive as possible on that. Could see Dr. Z. I saw like a post with Dr. Z actually. I think it was really good. It was a really good posting. I can't find it for some reason. I should really click on the name and find it, but I'll have a look later on. If nothing else, I would suggest this flatly debunks claims that we haven't done anything to change the AI. I'm not sure if it matters whether it's base AI or the interaction of specific defender profiles, base AI or something else. The question is whether the team has the willingness or the ability to tune it back to sanity. That's a relevant point. There's also things that I want to raise as to, I find that at times these fights are, or these defenders on these fights, the AI profile doesn't seem to mix well with certain nodes. Its behavior changes as a result of them. Tinfoil hat maybe, and I 100% don't or can't say that that's the case. It's just very bizarre, very coincidental, and seems to be something to raise when the AI, the defender, again responds differently to certain nodes. If it's got a brute force node on it, it seems to be not willing to come at you, and you're not able to take that degen from your particular self to the enemies. And that's probably the best way I can describe it without going into, like, you know, semantics and kind of like other things that I've seen over the years, and also with previous iterations like Winter of Woe or, you know, Spring of Sorrow, what we're seeing at the moment. What are your thoughts on this though? Put it in the comment section about AI. Now on to Alliance Wars Season 50 changelog persistent placement defense changes. Exciting times, but also some unsettling times. Some new things, by the way, of the setup, battle group screenings, and just general improvements. Now, I think some takeaways here. The diversity scoring update. After updating the defender diversity score, we're happy with the behavior changes we've seen. Therefore, we are planning to make this a permanent change to Alliance War. That means that for every unique defender you have in your Alliance War map, your alliance will gain 270 points. This is the equivalent to 3 attack bonuses. Learn the map, upgrade potent defenders, and pair them with unique nodes to challenge your opponent's roster diversity. So yes, having a diverse champions in the map as defense, it's going to be so much more important nowadays, and can literally win, you know, games. It's not just about fielding like a million different bullseyes. It's going to need you to kind of like think a little bit on your feet. Loyalty for attacker kills. Each defender that an attacker defeats now yields them additional loyalty, which can be modified based on how many battle groups your Alliance War runs in war. We had this update a few seasons ago, but because of the way we calculated loyalty on the server, it meant that people earned far more loyalty than originally anticipated. We have since fixed the issue, and we are excited to bring it into Season 50 to let players take on more fights for Alliance War to be rewarded for their hard work. That's good. You know, that's nice. There's a lot of people in my alliance that work incredibly hard, and of course, it's, you know, they should be well rewarded for that. So hopefully they can get some nice stuff from the loyalty store. It'd be nice to see some extra nice new stuff in the loyalty store, especially for those that are higher up on the rankings, and especially progression for that. Increasing bans. We're increasing bans for Alliance playing on Elite map from 3 to 5. Of course, it just adds in some more. If you don't do 3 to 5, then of course this won't impact you, but that can be a little bit annoying. I was a bit jarred with this last season and anything Magica related. I personally feel it's run its course because I just had enough of it. Like I literally just barely got through the last season. A lot of the champions, I think, just not having access to some of my favorite champions, like having no access to Iceman for an entire season, just really ruined my vibe. Like, I really like that champion. I've used that effectively and enjoyed it in that first season where Magica was a thing, and then after just not having it, was just so it just annoyed me, just miffed me a bit. But whatever. You move on, and there's the new tactics, which is tactics tuning. New tactics take loose inspiration from dodge with an update using what we've learned from recent tactics. We introduce you to new tactics that we will be live for the next 2 seasons: House of Mirrors and Clarity. So this will be to do with our murder Murder She Wrote thing. No, what is it called? Murderville? No. Ah, whatever it is, it's going to be a thing. I guess these are the champions that are part of the new kind of like Saga. These are new Saga champions. Like these are the Saga like attackers and Saga defenders. I assume. I haven't read all through this, but I can imagine that's something similar to the case. Like if the defender has the House of Mirrors tag, then use a Clarity champion. It's like that's kind of like, yeah. So hey, I've defended a coming soon. No, I've added in as defense the Overseer. So I'm going to use for the Overseer a good enough counter Mole Man, because Mole Man has a auto block countering. So I'd use that. I'm not saying I will use that, but I'm giving you an example of such. Good to see on the whitelist it's Bishop and Iceman, and on the blacklist goes Kushala and Domino. Interesting. And on the blacklist goes Domino and Sunspot on there. Yeah, there's some interesting details right there on that one. Go and check out the full thread, or no, the full post in the link in the description if you want more details. Now, I was going to be covering like more on the Command Mike situation, but to be honest, because I don't know any further details, I've done it now in 2 videos. I don't really want to do it anymore. He's got to move, you know, we've all got to like move on. We've got to like focus on the future. But I thought I'd do a bit of coverage here and do a bit of a theory speculation. Now, good friend of the channel, Super Duper Boo, message to say, Rich, have you seen this image that somebody got off on Reddit? I can't remember. It's somebody called like one. I don't know. So somebody on Reddit got this image, and it was interesting because this is taken from the motion comic recently posted. The interesting part of this is that this version of Deadpool is not the version that we see in game. It's kind of like it's totally different. You can see right here the imagery from it is like different gloves, because you know it's a full red gloves, and as well it's yeah, got the well, I don't know if that's like meant to be like not gun strap, but kind of like belt strap coming from one side to the other. But it's definitely not that. That's the MCU version, which looks very snazzy, as a lot of us know. But then there's the version which is in the motion comic, which has more of this, you know, MCU nod to it. So I'll put it into the comments section, and the point I'm going to leave you with today, and do bear in mind there will be more information about the side quest stuff later on today. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that an MCU refresh of Deadpool is coming, or do you think that there's going to be a new version of Deadpool which is more MCU orientated coming to the game? Yes, we've got a lot of pulls, but yes, it's something that we could see. I personally would like to see some sort of like new type of Deadpool, maybe a bit different to the standard one that's like less about the trophy aspect to it than how he is at the moment. But we'll see what happens in July. Will this be a rework, or a secret rework, or a change to the costume? Put your thoughts in the comments. Or do you think it's just there just for show? What do you think about my plan to do it down the road? Don't want to talk about the end. It's not the end. We're only just beginning here as we reach the 10 years of Marvel Contest of Champions. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.